How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to go over a quick physique update for the start of this cut. So I just weighed myself first thing in the morning, just got out of bed, haven't had anything to drink, used the bathroom, so I'm dry and as light as possible. Weighed in at about 178 this morning. So now I'm going to go through and just show you guys my current physique with this as natural as possible. So I've got some nice window lighting here. I haven't had anything to eat, haven't had anything to drink, no workout, anything like that. So just fresh, straight in the morning. This is what I'm looking like. Here's my legs currently, so it's not too impressive. So yeah, that's what I'm currently starting at. Like I said, about 178. My guess is I've got maybe about 15 pounds to lose. I'd like to get down to right around 162 to 165. That's kind of my goal for right now. I'd like to do that kind of within about 3 months. And then from there, just hold that steady through the summer. And then probably look at doing like a really serious lean bulk next winter. We'll have to see. But we're going to get ready right now. We're going to go to the gym. We're going to crush a workout. So let's get ready to go.
What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Can you say I will see you at the gym? What you doing? Milo. Milo. Milo.
Alright, guys. Come on, car. There we go. Oh man, the weather is crap today. Alright, just finished at work. So, yeah, Saturday, worked for, I don't know. Let's see, I got here at 10. It's about 5 o'clock, so 7 hours. I think that puts my total this week up to somewhere around 75 hours. But hopefully it'll all be worth it soon. Anyway, we are on our way to the store. I'm going to go pick up all my groceries for this week. I'm going to take you guys along with me. Let's get going.
Still holding tight through every fight, 'cause sometimes I can see through
Alright, now that we just finished our grocery shopping, it's time for us to head to the gym because we're gonna go crush some legs. Let's get going. So like we've done before, we're going to hit calves before we hit the rest of our legs. So let's get started. Next, what we're going to hit is one of my favorite calf movements. It's going to be just a walking calf raise. So we're going to grab some dumbbells and then we're just going to stand up on our tippy toes and just try and walk around for about 30 to 45 seconds and hold that as much as possible. And I trust you, don't grab a weight that's too heavy because by the time you get to that 30-second mark, your calves are going to be burning so much you're going to want to drop that weight. Now, if you have to, you can use wrist wraps in order to hold the weight, but I prefer not to so that I can work my grip strength a little bit as well. So kill two birds with one stone. Let's go. Alright, that's going to be it for our calves today. Next, we're going to move on to the rest of our workout, which is all going to be focused primarily on our glutes and our hamstrings. We're not going to be doing very many exercises that are focusing on quads today. Let's get started.
Emotions, could I taste them for real? Longing for you, oh, but I can't get back. What can I do, when your train is gone? I don't wanna go back, don't wanna go back. If you are not with me, hey, do you read me? Go back to where we came from. If my hands are empty, hey, do you read me? Go back. I don't wanna
Alright guys, that was the workout for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below in the description. But my camera is yelling at me right now. My battery's about to die, so I will see you guys at home. Now, I want to go over with you what I picked up at the store last night, which I wasn't able to show you last night because I came home and I just passed out. I was so exhausted after working all day and all week. So anyway, few things. These are kind of just my key essentials. This is for both my wife and myself. So this is not necessarily just for one person, but I'm going to start with kind of the left side and then we'll work our way towards the meats on the right side here. Now, first thing, 7 apples. These are for my wife. She likes to have an apple a day. Apple a day keeps the doctor away, as they say. For me, I've got some bananas. One of my meals this week is going to be oatmeal, and I like to take half a banana, slice it up, and just throw it in there. Makes it a little bit better. Always have to have some kind of fruit. Another thing is spinach. So spinach, love it or hate it, it is a great source of micronutrients. Normally it's pretty cheap. This whole bag at Costco is only like $4 for, what is this, 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds of spinach. So I like to take this and I'll throw it into my smoothies in the mornings. And normally if you don't use too much, you really don't taste it. Especially with my smoothies, I use a lot of fruits and I use this yogurt that I've got here. And I throw in like a handful of spinach and I really don't taste it at all. Some people may think that, or some people may say they taste it, but personal preference, I love to throw this in there just because it helps me get in those extra micronutrients, which are so important, especially when you're dieting. So we got this. As you guys saw, I got another gallon jug. Every week I like to pick up one of these. You can keep reusing them, but for me, I normally like to get a fresh one every week. I mean, they're only $1. And the reason for that is, as you can see, I normally will throw my BCAAs in here, 1 or 2 scoops, and I'll just sip on it throughout the day. So normally by the time Saturday, Sunday rolls around, this thing has been used 7 days in a row, and it tends to start getting a little bit funky. I mean, you can always throw some hot water in here, a little bit of soap, rinse it out, whatever you want, but for me, it's just $1 for a nice brand new jug, nice clean one. I'll normally do that, throw this in the recycling and get a fresh one at the end of the week. So that's this. When you're dieting, doesn't matter if you're dieting, if you're bulking, if you're cutting, just in general, every single day of the year, it is always important to get enough water. So many people don't drink enough water, and it's amazing how much that affects just your day-to-day life in general. For me, I personally try to drink about 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons of water every single day. So that's just kind of my goal. Next, got a couple different things here. So unsweetened vanilla almond milk. For me, I use this in my smoothies. I like it a little bit better than water. And this only has 30 calories per serving. I use half a serving in my smoothies. So it's basically like water, just kind of a little bit better flavor. It really goes well with my smoothies. It kind of gives them a little bit of extra creaminess to them. And this is excellent when you're dieting because, let's see here, I'll read you the macros on it. So for a cup, 1 cup, there's 2.5 grams of fat, 1 gram of carb, and 1 gram of protein. So for this, I use half a cup in my smoothies, which it basically is like almost nothing. I mean, you got half a gram of carbs, half a gram of protein, and 1.25 grams, 1.5 grams of fat. So it's next to nothing. Tastes great, works great. Next, we've got some gum. So this is just sugar-free gum. The reason I get this is when I'm dieting, for me, as long as I'm chewing something, I tend to not get as hungry as often. So I like to chew on gum throughout the day because it just kind of helps sate my appetite, helps keep my mouth busy. It's just kind of personal preference for me, kind of a mind game. Chewing on gum helps keep me full throughout the day. It might just like I said, keeps my mouth busy, and I don't feel like I need to eat every couple of minutes. Otherwise, I'd lose my mind. So this, personally, is an essential when I'm dieting. I have to have something to chew on. Now, next, we've got peanut butter. So for me, what I like to do is, and this, I'm not sure about every grocery store, but all the grocery stores around my area, they all have a peanut grinder. So they'll have fresh peanuts in this grinding machine, or almonds as well. And you just go up and you grind it and make as much as you want or as much as you need. This is also super cheap. It's only $2 a pound. So this whole thing I think was only like $1.50. I mean, and that's more than enough peanut butter to last me like the next week and a half, 2 weeks. So this is one really good thing, all natural, little chunky peanut butter. Love this stuff. Now, on to one of my favorite things to get is Greek yogurt. There are 2 different kinds here. We've got the Chobani whole milk 4% and the Faye 0%. So normally I go with the Faye 0%. And the reason for that is, let me read you the macros on this. So it's got 0 grams of fat, and let me just start out. 1 serving is 1 cup. So for 1 cup, you've got 0 grams of fat, 9 grams of carbs, and 23 grams of protein. So this stuff is excellent when you're dieting because it's got very, very low fat, very low carb, and really high protein. For me, what I normally like to do is I'll use this in my smoothies, because it does tend to have a little bit of a bitter taste to it. But if you throw it in a smoothie, you really can't tell at all, especially if you use any kind of like 0-calorie sweetener, or for me, I like to use honey in my smoothies. And yeah, you really just can't taste that bitterness at all. It just adds that extra creaminess, you get that extra protein in there. And it's a really great source of actually casein protein. So if you eat this before bed, as opposed to taking like a casein shake, that casein protein is going to break down a lot slower as you sleep, so that you're feeding your muscles throughout the entire night. So that's an excellent source of protein right there. Now, I got this Chobani, as you saw, it was buy one, get one free, which is an insanely good deal for this stuff. Normally it's like $5 for one of these, but buy one, get one free is really good. Now with this, let me read you the macros on this guy. So this is 9 grams of fat. So remember, this had 0, this has 9. So that's a very big difference. Carbs, 8 grams, so it's about the same. And protein, 20 grams, so it's a little bit less in protein. Now the reason I got this is because this week for my diet, and I'll be going over my diet later in the video, but for my diet, I generally have a hard time getting in enough fats, and that's kind of saying something when, for me, I tend to keep my fats between 40 to 50 grams or less per day. So for me to not be able to get that much fat is kind of saying something. My diets tend to be very low fat, so going for something like this is fine for me because I need that extra 9 grams of fat just to help me reach my daily fat intake. So yeah, that's for me. This one's gonna be for the wife. And yeah, this stuff, I gave it a try last night and it's not bad. Definitely also has kind of that funky a little bit of an off taste because it's Greek yogurt. The Faye 4% is so good. That stuff is just amazing. It's super rich. Same thing as this. This is also really rich from what I tried, but it's really good. So, like I said, super great deal. I might even pick up a couple more this week. The sale is good for a couple more weeks, so we'll have to see. Running out of space on this right side. Next, we have got large eggs. So, just some regular large white eggs. For me, I'm not going to be using eggs this week. These are actually for my wife, but just your typical eggs. Eggs are an excellent source of protein. They're cheap. Great source of protein, especially if you just take the eggs or the whites and you get rid of the yolks. There's like 4.5 grams of protein per egg normally for a large egg. If you want the fats, they're excellent sources of fat as well. But eggs are super great, super easy, cheap, quick, and there you go. Again, these are for my wife. I'm not going to be doing eggs this week. Now, last thing that I picked up is chicken breast. For me, I just tend to go with whatever is cheap. You can go for more natural chicken breast, things like that, organic, all that stuff. But for me, I'm on a little bit more of a budget, so this stuff is only $2 a pound. Now, I don't know where you are in the country, in the world, but for us, that's pretty cheap and pretty average for this area. So $2 a pound is a really great price. I know that some places it can be as much as $5 or $6 a pound, but around here, this is one of the cheapest sources of high quality protein. So for that, we've got, what is this? A 4.5 pound packet and another 4.5 pound packet. So we've got about 9 pounds of chicken. We've got another 3 pounds in the fridge left over from last week that I froze and defrosted, so I'll be using that. Normally what I like to do with this is I'll take it, wash it off, it tends to come a little bit slimy because it'll have been pre-frozen normally. And then I'll go through, rinse it off in the sink, and then I like to just kind of trim all that excess fat off of there, just get it as nice and clean and lean as possible. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I got at the store this week. Now, let me go over how much it actually cost me. So I go to 2 different stores normally. First is Costco, which if you don't have a Costco membership, I would highly recommend it. It's not very expensive, and the money that you save there can definitely outweigh the price of the membership, at least for me, since we shop there on a weekly basis. So for the, oh, I am missing something, just a second. Broccoli, frozen broccoli. This is also from Costco. There are 4 1-pound bags. Throw these in the microwave, or for me, I just take them, they're already pre-cooked, pre-steamed, and then flash frozen. So they're great just to throw right into my meals once I've got everything else thrown in there, and then just reheats in the microwave, and these are excellent. Super easy, super quick. Not that bad either in terms of price. I mean, these are only $7 for 4 pounds, so it's like $1.80 a pound. So not too bad. That was the last thing that I got. So let me go over everything that I got here and kind of how much it costs, just to kind of give you guys an idea. Now for the broccoli, this guy was $7. Spinach, this is all from Costco. So the broccoli, the spinach, all the Greek yogurt, so all these guys, the gum, what else did I get? And I think that is it. Yeah, so that's it. So I got all this at Costco, and this came to $35.03 after tax. And that's with this gum being $11. So the food, if you don't count this gum, was like $34. It's really, that's pretty cheap. I mean, that's for some 2.5 pound bag of spinach, a ton of Greek yogurt, some broccoli. That's not too bad. Now the next store that I go to is a local store called Fred Meyer, and one of the reasons I like to go there is because when you shop there, they give you points towards gas. So every so often, every couple of weeks, I get like 10 to 20 cents off per gallon of gas. So that's one of the reasons I like to shop there. Now, for the 9 pounds of chicken, 2 dozen eggs, a bottle, peanut butter, bananas, apples, and the almond milk, the total came to $30.34. So overall, including the gum, this week I only spent about $65 on groceries. Now that is pretty damn cheap considering this is going to be feeding both myself and my wife. Excuse me. But it should also be noted that I already have some of the ingredients that I'm going to be using for this week's meal prep. Some of those include frozen fruit. I've already got all the rice that I'm going to be using. She already has all of her pasta that she's going to be using. I've already got my oatmeal. But again, these things I'm talking about aren't necessarily that expensive. Probably the fruit is going to be the most expensive. But again, at Costco, I can get a 5 to 6 pound, or I can get a 4 to 5 pound bag of like frozen strawberries or frozen blueberries for about $10, and that'll normally last me a good 2 weeks. For this week, I'm going to be doing frozen mango, strawberries, and blueberries in my smoothies, and with that, that'll normally be about $30 for those, but that'll last me about a month because it's like 4 pounds per bag. So just that's something to keep in mind, that this isn't everything, so it's not the total cost, But when you factor it into the quantities and how often you're using it and all that stuff, blah, 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 it comes to probably about $80 a week for both myself and my wife in terms of our weekly budget on groceries. So that's really not too bad. I think I'm gonna sign off here because this has already been a pretty long video and I don't want to keep going on for like 45-50 minutes. So this is gonna be the end of today's video. Now with this series, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing daily uploads. I'm gonna be uploading, I know, at the very least 3 times a week. And I'm going to stick to that. I hope I didn't break my marker. But I'm going to be sticking to 3 days a week. Get out of here. I know I've been really bad about uploading lately, but things have just been like absolutely insane at work. This past week I worked about 80 hours Monday through Saturday, and I have just been absolutely dead. So things are kind of slowing down, not really, but I'm going to make the time. I'm going to find the time to get videos edited. They might not be the best, they might not be the greatest quality, but the biggest thing is I want to be getting these videos out at least 3 days a week, and possibly, if I have more time in the future, I actually would like to be doing daily uploads again. I really enjoyed when I was doing that for the short amount of time that I did do it before Christmas when I had the time, but for now, we'll see. 3 days minimum. Hold me to that, guys. If I don't do that, I don't know. Just start spamming my videos with thumbs down. Do it all, every single video, thumbs down, every single one if I don't keep uploading. I don't care. That's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you guys have learned something. Leave a comment down below in the description if you have any questions at all. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.